Hey, Walt here from StogieReview.com with another video cigar review. It is Monday, and it has been a very long day. So a couple of weeks ago, I talked about how my family and I are going to be moving. We're moving into a new area, about 30 minutes away, and I'm going to have a cigar shop really close. And really excited about it. But leading up to this move, things have been really stressful, especially getting everything situated and packed and sorting through all the crap that we've accumulated over the years. And one of the things I did to try to ease the strain a little bit was I scheduled some time off of work. I used a few days vacation time, and originally we were going to start moving on a Thursday or something like that. So I wound up taking like Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday off, and the move has been pushed back. So my days got shuffled around a little bit. I had to go into work and see if they would allow me to move my vacation time, which they did. And the way it was situated was I wound up going into work today, which was a Monday, and I have the rest of the week off. And it's a short week because the 4th of July is at the end of the week. So it kind of worked out in the sense that I got more bang for my buck with vacation time, so I'll be off for an entire week. But I had to go in today, and it was just a long, miserable day. It was one of those things where I spent the entire day thinking about what I had to do outside of work, and I just couldn't get out soon enough. And knowing that I was going to be fairly busy tonight getting things prepped for tomorrow, I needed to run some errands after work. I work for probably the only company in the world that doesn't offer direct deposit, so I had to run over to the bank. I had to run over to Walmart to pick up my niece a birthday card and a gift, and I had to, and most importantly, I had to stop over at the cigar shop because I was completely out of butane. I had ran the tanks dry on every single lighter in my house, and I resorted to using my wife's candle lighter. I would show it to you, but it's on the other side of the room. It was kind of embarrassing to use this pastel little blue thing, but it was all I had, so I needed to get over to the cigar shop to pick up more butane, which I did today. I hate going into the cigar shop. I'm not a fan of it. It's kind of dirty and dingy, and the place is dead. But I decided to go there first. The plan was to stop in, pick up the butane, grab one cigar out of the humidor, and then smoke that cigar while I ran my errands. My errands didn't take me all that long, so I didn't bother lighting up the cigar. But when I got to the cigar shop, the first thing I did was walk into the humidor and start looking for something to smoke, something relatively inexpensive. So first thing, I walk through the door, and it's just got this funky sort of smell. It smells stale. Even though they have like two of these commercial grade air cleaners, those air scrubbers in the ceiling, it still smells stale in there for whatever reason. I don't know if they never changed the filters or they never cleaned the things or what the case is, but it always has a funky smell. So you walk from the lounge area, which is basically the entire retail space, is a pretty big lounge, into the walk-in humidor, and it smells kind of funny in there too. They've got two, I don't know what they're running. I guess they're two big humidification units, except for, I don't know, one's got ductwork running outside, so maybe it's an air conditioner of some sort, but it just, it has like a funky smell in the air. So I don't like buying a lot of product from them. I especially don't like buying uncellophane product. So I start walking around, and I'm just kind of looking to see what they have. Generally, it's never anything new, but this time around I was kind of surprised. I came across the newer CAO cigars, America, the Sinister Sam. It was the first time I saw those, so I picked one of those up. They had the Room 101 Paybacks. I picked one of those up. And right before I finished making the loop to leave, having picked up more cigars than I anticipated anyway, I saw these, which were the Punch Rare Corojo. This is a cigar that I used to smoke quite a bit of, a couple of years ago. This is a cigar that Jerry and I used to talk about pretty consistently whenever they started hitting the market. Like, hey, how did you try the new Rare Corojo? How does it compare to last year's crop? I don't know if it was ever intentional that they changed from year to year, if it was just a crop thing, but it was always kind of fun to pick up the Punch Rare Corojo and see how it compared to the year before. Or if you were able to hold on to a couple of them from, a couple of different seasons, it was kind of fun to compare them, year to year or season to season. It was kind of cool. So as soon as I saw the Punch Rare Corojo, I immediately thought back to all those conversations with Jerry, and I picked up 2 of the Rothschild. I think they were like $4.25 or $4.50 a piece, and I got my butane, of course, and I made my way out of the store. Now, I was supposed to light up the cigar and smoke it while I was running my errands, but I got tied up in the car. I got preoccupied, and I never wound up lighting my cigar. I finished my errands, I just came home, and now there's a little bit of a lull in between things, so I thought I would light up the Punch Rare Corojo and do a little throwback review. And by throwback review, I don't mean the cigar is the throwback here. These throwback reviews have absolutely nothing to do with the cigar that we're smoking. Throwback is a style. It's a presence of mind. It's going back to the roots of Stogie reviews. So when you hear throwback, don't think, oh, it's going to be an old cigar, because it may not necessarily be an old cigar that we're doing. So Ben, when we say throwback, it's a style. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to touch up my cigar because I know for sure that it's out. I've been gabbing way too long. We'll come back, we'll take a look at how the Punch Rare Corojo is starting out, and we'll kind of go from there. Well, with a little bit of coaxing from a lighter, I've got my cigar fired up and going strong. The smoke volume is pretty good. The draw's a little bit loose, so the cigar seems to be smoking a little fast. But the smoke volume is good. It's dense, it coats the palate well, it easily rolls through the sinus with a retrohale. Sometimes cigars can be a little airy, and it's really tough to get the smoke up and through. In this case, it just rolls. It's really dense and heavy, so it rolls through easily, and it leaves a little like a pepper aroma after it rolls through. There's enough power behind it to let you know that it's there, to kind of make its presence known, but it's not aggressive on the retrohale. On the palate, the smoke is a little bit sharp, but aside from that, it's got I almost want to say like a dull, earthy sort of taste, or a woody sort of taste. It's just got this deep, dark, earthy, moist, think of like running your hands through mulch kind of a thing going on. That's probably a really bad visual for a taste or a flavor, but those are the visuals that I'm getting when I think about the flavors that I'm tasting in the cigar. It's still fairly early yet. We've got a long way to go, but we're off to a really good start. And one thing that I'll say for punch cigars, or General cigars in general, is that General tends to get a bad rap because they're a lot like Anheuser-Busch. They make a ton of product all over the all over the industry, and they're going for mass appeal. So the objective is to make something for everyone. And unfortunately, that means there aren't a lot of great standout cigars in the General portfolio. I think things have gotten better ever since General picked up CAO. But when you look at the core General cigar lines, the cigars that have been around for a long time, none of them really shine. I don't think of anything as maybe it's. There aren't a whole lot of cigars in the lineup that I think of as staples for my humidor, or there is very, very little that gets me excited about smoking them. But there are a whole bunch of them that are, it's kind of like comfort cigars. They're inexpensive, they get the job done, and they're just good, solid, down-home cooking kind of cigars, You get a lot for your money. It's not going to wow you or blow your head away with complex flavors and intricacies, but they'll just get the job done, and they'll do a good job doing it. Good solid cigars, blue collar cigars, for lack of a better term. Well, in these reviews, generally we've been sort of touching on the cigar a little bit, then coming back and doing maybe a halfway point, and then coming back a third time and wrapping up the review. But in this case, we're really far along. I mean, the only negative I have to say about the Punch Rare Corojo Rothschild is it seems to be burning at lightning speed. I know I've been down here for a little while and sitting in front of the camera, but even with that said, it still feels really, really fast. Like this cigar is just really rip-roaring, and the positive side is the smoke doesn't taste hot or acrid, so even though it is smoking fast, it's not an unpleasant cigar at all. In fact, I'm really, really impressed with it. It's just a comforting cigar. There's nothing impressive about it in terms of the flavors or complexities. It's just a very straightforward, middle-of-the-road cigar that just performs well for the money. And I can just see myself smoking more of these. In fact, my commute to work is going to go from about 15 minutes to about 40 minutes. And I can really see myself smoking one of these either on the way to work in the morning or on the way home from work in the evening. Consistently having one of these. You know, the burn rate would probably work out fairly well for a 40-minute car ride, but it just it doesn't need anything. It burns well. It doesn't require a lot of touch-ups. It doesn't make a mess with the ash. It's just a really good cigar to light up and smoke when you've got other things going on. You can passively enjoy this cigar. You don't have to focus on it to pick out all the intricate flavors. It's just a good, solid stick. Now, in terms of flavors, I'm still getting a woody taste. There's a little bit of a nutty flavor there. On the retrohale, there's still a little bit of pepper, and there's still a little bit of push in terms of bite. You know, there's just a little bit of a zing that comes through the sinus, which I like in cigars. I like to know that the smoke is rolling through. On the palate, it's still a little sharp, but again, it's really not an issue. The finish is just a touch creamy. It's really on the cusp of being neutral, where it's not creamy, but at the same time it's not dry. This one is just barely leaning into the creamy side. So, for the money, it is an outstanding cigar. It is something that it's stood the test of time. This thing has been around for as long as I've been smoking cigars, or damn near as long as I've been smoking cigars. So, for the money, it's just an awesome little cigar to light up when you've got other things going on. And I think that's going to do it for the review. I think I've gushed over it enough. I don't know if there's anything more I can say about it. So, thanks for watching. One thing I will say, though, if you can do me a favor, since I'm going to be so busy with the move this week, I really quickly looked up pricing on these cigars, just out of curiosity. I was looking at boxes at 50. The Rothschild are running about 100. The best price I saw in my very brief search was $176 for a box of 50, and with a box purchase you get a free Punch travel mug, a $19.95 value. Feels like a TV gimmick, like I'm watching a commercial or something. But if anyone knows of a place to buy these for less, better deal on them, I'd love to hear it. I don't know that I'm ready to go out and buy a box of 50 right now. I mean, I'm really impressed. I like the cigar, but I don't know that I'm willing to shell out $176 right now with everything else I've got going on. But knowing that there's a source for them, and knowing that there's a solid deal for them out there, would interest me, because down the line I think I want to get a box of 50 of these, because I think they'll make a really good commute cigar for me. So if you know of a place to buy them, hit the comment section up and let me know. So until next time, thanks for watching, happy smoking, and I will catch you later.